Hello everyone. Today I'm going to cook some chicken with rice for 2 people. I'll do a bit extra because I like it to be left over for dinner in the evening, or maybe 2 days time you can make a meal out of it with a couple of fried eggs. So I've got some chicken here. I know it's about 400 grams, a few chicken pieces. Some pimenton, sweet pimenton, some food colourant, rice. I'm going to use about 1.5 cups. I've got some chicken stock, garlic, onion, peppers and olive oil. I will also leave the ingredients in the description for you. So let's start off by chopping the garlic up. And a bit of onion, as it's only 2 people. I'm not going to use a lot, you know. And anyway, my wife doesn't like onion, so I'll just use a bit, which is more than enough really for both of us. Now for a bit of green pepper. A bit of yellow pepper. You don't need to use all different types of peppers, with one is enough, but as I have them, well, I'm going to use them today. And a bit of red pepper as well. Let's see. I hope my video comes out okay. It's been years since I last recorded myself cooking, so I do apologise if it's not as good as you expected, but I will try to get better at it. So here we have our veggies to fry them in olive oil. But first, let's clean this mess. I can't stand mess. And let's put this knife away because it cuts you just by looking at it. Oh, hope it doesn't fall. So this is what I'm going to start working with. So let's turn this on, and I'm going to put it about 7. Now add about, I don't know, 3 tablespoons of oil. I use olive oil, I prefer olive oil, even though it's bloody expensive. Well, so is the other oil. And we let it heat up a bit. So, what do you think of my professional setup? God, I need to sort this out badly. So the oil should be slightly hot. So I will add all these yummy vegetables. Very colourful, isn't it? Okay. It's not quite hot, but it doesn't matter. So while we wait for the vegetables to cook, let's fill this up. About a pint, more or less. And bring it to the boil. The water, by the way, is for the chicken stock. Let's turn the extractor fan on. I hope it's not too noisy, this fan. So let's move these over a bit. Get them to fry slowly. Okay, the vegetables are now nice and softish. They don't have to be brown or anything. So we're going to take them out and put them onto the plate. Try to keep as much oil in the pan as possible. So now we're back to our pan and we're going to add this chicken. And make it slightly brown on all sides. Hope it doesn't, the oil doesn't make it jump too much. It usually does with chicken. So let's leave it there for a while. You may have noticed that I'm not using any salt. The reason being is because the chicken stock powder that I'm going to use has already got salt. I remember the first time that I used it, I didn't know that, and I added salt as normal. I spent all day and night drinking. So it all depends on the chicken stock that you use. Let's turn these over a bit. Starting to jump like mad, and let them toast on the other side. You don't need to toast them much because later they're going to boil in the water. So right, let's give it another turn, see how it's looking. Oh, this is jumpy. One thing about frying chicken. Oh, I only cleaned the kitchen this morning. Look at the state of it already. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm going to add some peas as well. I forgot about them. Just a handful. Alright, let's give this a swirl. Now that the water's starting to boil, let's add 1 tablespoon of this, the chicken stock. And just stir it every now and then. I can turn this, the chicken powder broth off now. It's all nicely mixed in, and just leave it there on where it is until I need it. Well, the chicken is browned off. Obviously, it's not cooked inside yet, but later it will get cooked, boiling itself with the rice and stuff. So I'm going to turn it off now. That's it. So I've got the heat off now, but the pan's still on it, and I'm going to add the vegetables to it. Nice. Give it a little mix. Now I'm going to add some pimenton. I usually add about, I don't know, half a teaspoon. Don't need a lot really. And I'm gonna add a handful of peas. There you go. Let's give it a little stir. Mix it in. I'm also going to add some yellow food colourant to give it a nice yellow look. Paella style look. There. Now I'm going to add some rice. I've already got this glass measured, and it's about a cup and a half of rice. That's it, and you should have some left over, some food left over, I mean, if you like leftovers. So let's just mix it in there. Right. And I'm gonna give it a nice mix in there. Mixes with the oil and any juice that we have there from the chicken. And now I'm just going to leave it there for about 5 minutes over the the off heat. Give it 5 minutes like that before we add the broth. So meanwhile, while that's waiting there, let's have a glass of rosé today. I haven't got any red, which is my favourite, but being 30 degrees nearly already, a bit of rosé goes down well. Cheers from Spain. So now what I do, I'll turn the heat on. Let's see. Beep. And I'm going to turn it on high, 9. And the broth, I'm going to just pour it all over. Try and fill the pan up with it. If it doesn't quite fill it up, I'll just add a bit more water, and that's it. It doesn't have to be hot. Right. Let's give it a little stir. And basically, we're just going to leave it there until it starts to boil. Once it starts to boil, I'll lower it down to about 3/4. So number 7 on my cooker. Right, let's leave it there for a while. So while I wait for this to boil, it's smelling good already actually. I'll better clean this mess up now. I can't stand a messy kitchen. Right, let's do it. Right, all sorted. And let's get back to this. Just give it a little stir. It's starting to boil up a bit. Let's move it about a bit. And it's not boiling yet, it's nearly there. Well, this seems to start boiling now. There you go, looks good, looking good. So let's turn down the power. I'm going to put it on 6, 7 would be alright, and I'm going to cover it up slightly, leave a little bit, even though it's got a hole there. I like to leave it slightly like that. Also, I have a question to anyone who is viewing this. Do you find it that lately when you go to the supermarket, they always have something missing? I don't know what country you're from, but I'm living here in Spain, and I usually shop at Lidl or Dia. And Lidl is very disappointing lately. It is a nightmare. It's where I do most of my monthly shopping. And I went last Saturday. They didn't have water, they didn't have sugar, they didn't have kitchen towels. Bloody nightmare. Do you have the same problem with the supermarkets in your country, or is it just me having bad luck? It's just that the last 3 shoppings that I've been down to Lidl, same thing, always something missing. Or yogurts, or I don't know, bread, whatever, something is always missing. Let me know in the comments what country you're from. It'll be good to hear, and tell me if you have the same problem. Well, let's get back to cooking. Well, this is going well. You don't have to do anything to it, you just leave it there. I like to give it a shake every now and then, and it will be ready once all the juice has gone away. So let's wait for it to happen. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, good. Right. Let's ow, this is hot. Let's move this around a bit. Let's see what it's looking like. Yeah, it's nice. Delicious. Yummy, yummy, yum, yum. See, all the water's starting to disappear and starting to thicken up the juices. Wife's gonna be happy when she gets home from work. She loves this. I also cook it with seafood, but hey, again, I can't find these bags of seafood anymore, so I don't know. But anyway, with the price that they probably are nowadays, well, one good thing about the dinners that I do, they're quite economic. I think they work out about €5, £4.5 quid each. The good thing about this, when I make something like paella, well, not paella, well, some people call it paella, I don't, but I did then, I think it's the wine. When I make rice and chicken, rice with anything, or especially pasta as well, spaghetti, macaronis, whatever, I usually make so that there is a big plate full left over. That way, in 2 days' time, at lunchtime, I make a couple of eggs each for me and 2 for my wife. Add some of this rice and chicken or some leftover pasta, and basically have a meal for less than £1. So it's a good way of saving. That's my cooking habit for the last 1.5 to 2 years, I think. What do you think? Let me know. You better cover this back up again a little bit. There you go. Right, I'm gonna try a bit of the rice. It's nearly there. Well, it probably is already. If the rice is done, everything is done. So let's try the rice, see if it's soft. A little bit more. I better cover it up. I'm turning the fire down to about halfway now. I'll cover it fully up. That way it won't overflow or anything, just in case. I've got to tell you that I'm very proud of my little kitchen. I'm proud of it, especially because I built it myself. Everything here, I did it myself. It took me 2 weeks, but I did do it myself. So, more along in other videos, I'll tell you more about myself and the mini home that I constructed, which I'm living now. I live in a small, tiny home, 42 square meters, in my own small piece of land, which is about 120 square meters. And to be honest, it's all 2 people need. So, let's see how this chicken with rice is going. But first, let's have a sip. Okay, a few minutes have gone by, and this should be ready. Let's see. Zoom. Let's hope my phone doesn't fall inside the pot, you know, inside the pan. So yeah, the water starting to disappear. Let's have a taste of this rice. It's perfect now. Now this is done. It is done. Really nice. Yes. Well, let's see. Yep, so let's turn the fire off and move this to one side, cover it up, and oh, look at that mess. Oh, one thing about these stoves is all this. It's a nightmare to get off. Luckily, my wife does it at the weekends. So let's leave this here, and I'll be back in a minute to finish off the video. Well, everyone, here's the end result. I hope that you enjoyed my recipe, my video, my dodgy setup. I hope that you subscribe to my channel. I'm a bit nervous in this video, to be honest. It's bloody hard. I look forward to your comments, and I look forward to sharing another recipe with you very, very soon. So thank you for watching, and have a good day. And cheers.